Hello student, and this video will instruct you guys to finish a part of the third homework for the Applied Forecasting class. And in this section we're going to use for the substring datasets. I hope that you guys already downloaded from the Canvas website of BNUK, and if that could be very clear over there, I hope that is doing well and have no problem about the data. So to do for the time series decomposition, we remember about three things we have to be very careful about. So from the original data, right, we have to divide them into three parts, including for the first one, the trend circle component. The second thing, this could be the seasonal component, and last one could be remainder. Okay, remainder component. That should be three parts, including in the original data. So to do that, first of all, we're going to just generate for the circle, trend circle data. However, to do that, we have to clarify about the property, the characteristic of the data. So take a look into the original data. This is quarterly data. That means we have a 4 quarter, or the seasonality will equal to 4 in the original data. So if we want to do it for the trend circle component, first of all, we have to think about the moving average function, right? So because this is a quarterly data, so I'll run for the MA4 first. However, we're going to do it with the original data and go into data analysis and moving average. You can select for the original data if you want. So here I select for all the cell data, and I put in label for the first row to just clarify that the data is not include for the first observation, and the interval will be 4 because this will be quarterly data. And I'll put rand over here. I would just say it over here. Alright, and I say okay. Right, now the problem we like, because this E will be an even moving average, so we have a 3 first observation had missing, and the last observation has been available, and it's not so good, right? So how can we do it? We're going to have to move it a little bit because it's not so very symmetric, and the observation actually it should be start from the third place, something like in between the quarter number 2 and quarter number 3, right? It should be something over there, and we made the first observation at the same time missing for the last 2 observation, and that means because of the data they are not symmetric. That means we have to run it for one more time. And now to do that, we have to do the trend circle component. Actually over here that should be very simple. That should be 2x4 and moving average. Okay, so we run for the moving average for one more time, and to do that we take the average of the 2 continuous observation. Alright, and let's do it and just drop it from the quarter number 3. Okay, alright, here we go, and just delete for some of the observation. Look over here, yeah, because this one will be concentrated in the last 2 observations, C63 and C64, but however we don't have the C64, so that's an incorrect measurement, so we delete it, right? Right, now this could be one of the components we want to get in our system. So the second layer of the data, we go and think about that we have to detrend the data. Okay, so we say detrend series. Actually it's just from the original data, and then we minus for the trend circle component, and we got it over here. Okay, let's just delete for the last observation because it's not available. Alright, so now the thing will be like we go in and just have to do it with the average of the detrend quarterly. Detrended. No, I would say average. Detrended quarterly value. Why we have to measure it all? Because it's the quarterly data, and the detrend if we want to see for the seasonal. Okay, so if we later want to see the seasonal component, we need for the detrend quarterly data. Okay, so how we gonna just do it with that? Remember about the average of them will be just take it all for all the average detrend quarterly. So for example, over here it start from the quarter number 3 of 2001. Okay, so we take all the average values of the detrended series for the quarter number 3 of every year. To do that, we just start with the average function, and then we select all the quarter 3 data. The same thing, so quarter 3 of 2002, quarter 3 of 2003, and 4, and 5. The same thing with 6, or no 7. Let's continue with the 2008, quarter 3 of 2009, quarter 3 of the 2010, quarter 3 of 2011. Same thing apply for the 2012, 13, 14, 15. Alright, and that will be all the observation of the quarter 3, and we take average of those. Okay, so we got the number over here, and we repeat it with the same for the over here. That should be all the quarter number 4, all the quarter number 1, and all the quarter number 2. Okay, all the second quarter of every year going to when the data is available, and you stop it over here. Now, from now, just think about like if we repeat for the quarter 3 of 2002, it could be the same with the quarter 3 of the 2001. Okay, and this will be the thing I would just repeat it one more time and scroll it down, and I have all the observations. So they will be the circle, and the seasonality will be very clear when they be repeat this over time and time and time. Okay, so before we go and calculate for the seasonal component, just remember about we have to take the average of all the detrend quarter. Actually, we just need 3. Okay, to get the number. But if you not feel comfortable with it, just go ahead and do it with. Okay, let's check it. Okay, from F4 into F65, but it's the same with if you just take the average of the first 4 observations, and this will be the average of all the detrend quarterly values. Okay, so now the thing will be like we just have to take the average detrend quarterly values, then when we mine it for the average of everything, and this could be the seasonal component, right? And we do it, if we do it and I apply for F4, just remember about I just fix them all. So I can just copy all the function and scroll it down, and I got it over here. Okay, so actually you see they will be just repeat again and again for every 4 quarters, and that happened. And the same thing, so like for example over here quarter 2 of 2001, they should be equal to the quarter 2, right, of the 2002. It should look like this. Oh no, it's over here. Okay, and I copy it up there. Okay, and it has been the seasonal component of everything. Now, very simple. Remainder. Okay, remember the component. Yep, I have this over here, and the remainder component that would be very easy to run for. So how can we do it? Just take it, right, from the original data. We minus it for the trainer circle component, and finally reduce for the seasonal component. We got it over here. And the same thing happen and happen and happen. Okay. Lastly, according to what I already mentioned, I also need for the seasonal least adjusted series. And this part, they symbol, right? This one, they will just equal to the original data, but we minus it for the seasonal component, and this will be how it look like. Okay, and if you want to do it for this one, the quarter 3, this will be equal to quarter 3 something, this one, right? Okay, and the same thing happened. Okay, so almost done with all the thing else. One last thing I want to just concern about would be like, if you really want to just visualize for all the things you have done with them, you can select for the remainder component, also select for the seasonal component, and lastly for the tri-circle component. That should be everything we need for the time series. Okay, and we store it, but just insert it for the chart at the same time, and we select for all chart, and this should be a combo. So at the same time, I want a trend circle. I mean, the first of all, the seasonal, right? The seasonal, I want them to be aligned. Okay. The second thing of them, the trend circle, I want they will be just be the line too. And take a look into this one. Component, they quite small. The trend circle, they quite a lot. The seasonal part, they quite small, and the remainder, they also very small. So I want to just show them over here, the second order. So remainder and seasonal, they should be have the same axis. So that I put them into the second axis. When the trend circle, they should be keep in 1000 units. So that's the reason why. And I click OK, and you see it over here. Of course, the thing has not so clear. I want to format this one and select for the data, and it's stored from the first quarter 2001 into fourth quarter 2016, and I click OK. Alright, and it's how it looked like. One more time. Okay. Yep. Like that. Thank you so much for your attention. Alright guys, in this part I introduce how you guys to just run it very quick about how to input the data into the RapidMiner and how we can run for the classes additive decomposition. So first of all, read the data out, right? So I say read CSV, and I select it out there. I import them into the system by select for computer, data, and BNUK. Okay, I have saved them over here for my local computer, and this will be my original data. Okay, and this will be everything I had. Will be the quarter and the cell. Just go ahead and finish this. Okay. The second thing, very simple. Just decompose. So I have the two kinds of decomposition, including for STL and the classes decomposition. I would just select it for the classes decomposition, and I select them all, run them together. If I want to show them out for the original data and decomposition data, I use the single, and I just want to select for the cell to decompose them. And over here I have the two options for decomposition mode, including for additive and multiplicative. I select for additive. And seasonality, of course, 4. because that's quarterly data, right? Now the thing will be over highlight available. Let's run it, and I've just simply require you guys, this will be the original data for the cell, and this will be the data for the cell representative, okay, for the decomposition. Let me check it if I have any kind of problem over here. Design over here. Oh, this should be 4, of course. Let's run it one more time. Okay, yeah, and it look like this. And if you take a look into, let's compare. We have some kinds of result between the trend by decomposition by the RapidMiner, and we had the trend circle cell. They the same, right? The cell seasonality, they the same, right? And the same thing for the remainder. So it has been finished. Thank you so much for your time.